Namaste and hello, this is your Sanskrit instructor welcoming you back into lesson number 241. And in this lesson, we are going to learn about something called the subordinate clause. So there's two types of subordinate clauses in Sanskrit that we're going to learn about today. And that is the noun clause and the adjective clause. So the noun clause is introduced by the conjunction that is rendered into Sanskrit by a double accusative. So, for example, he thinks that Rama is a hero, or he thinks Rama to be a hero. If you notice that Ramam and Viram are both in the accusative case. Ramam Viram chintayati. Ramam Viram chintayati. So he thinks that Rama is a hero. He thinks is chintayati, and then Ramam Viram. He thinks Rama is a hero. A noun clause introduced by a conjunctive pronoun is equivalent to an adjective clause. So, for example, what he says is true. So the example is what he says is true. That which he says is true. So you have yad vadati tat satyam. Yad vadati tat satyam. So satyam is true. What he says, vadati, he says, yad is that. So a noun clause introduced by a conjunctive pronoun is equivalent to an adjective clause. Indirect speech does not exist in Sanskrit and must always be turned into direct speech. The end of the direct speech is usually marked by the word iti. So for example, you can't say, he told me that he conquered the enemies. You would have to change that to, I have conquered the enemies, so he told me. So, and that's what you're seeing here. I, aham, conquered Jitavan, and then the enemies, Shatrun. And then, so, and notice that iti is right here. So it's Jitavan iti. This is Jitavan. Plus iti. And then so vadat, so sahavadat. Saha avadat, actually. So he told me. So keyword is using here iti to end the direct speech marked by the word. And then the other type of subordinate clause is the adjective clause. So the adjective clause is introduced by a relative pronoun. The case of the relative pronoun depends on its own grammatical function in the adjective clause. The number and gender of the relative pronoun depends on the number and gender of its So an adjective clause is introduced by a relative pronoun. The case of a relative pronoun depends on its own grammatical function of the adjective clause. The number and gender of a relative pronoun depends on the number and gender of its antecedent. So for example, the man to whom the book was given has gone away from the house. So the adjective clause is to whom the book was given. So to whom has to be in the dative case governed by the verb was given. And then it's masculine singular because the antecedent, the man, is in the masculine singular. So the dative form of whom is actually yasmai. So you have yasmai pustakam dattam, yasmai naraya pustakam dattam sagrihad gataha. So man is also masculine, singular, and it is also dative. So both of these are dative. Both of these are in the dative case. And that agrees with the rule on top. So it says the number and gender of the relative pronoun depends on the number and gender of its antecedent. So relative pronoun is dative, and so is the antecedent, which is the man. So that's why they need to agree with each other. So this actually means, this is actually your final sentence. This actually means to whom the book was given to whom the book was given. So yasmai pustakam dattam. But our final sentence is yasmai naraya pustakam dattam sagrihad gataha. So that's your sentence, and that's how you would use the adjective clause. And you just need to make sure that, again, there's a pattern here with the way how the nouns and the adjectives need to agree with each other. And this is how you would use a subordinate clause. And with that, this is your Sanskrit instructor signing off with a namaste.